Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Harmony One, whose current price stands at the $0.02364 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 2.2%. and in this video I want to give the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, also the key areas of support and resistances. So if you're interested in such content, make sure that you stick around till the end of the video. I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. So from the all-time high, Harmony One has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC correction, and the ABC correction has now taken us to around the $0.0618 mark, and from that point we started seeing a nice bounce to the upper side, and I believe Harmony One has done whatever it is needed to do in its ABC correction, and soon we might see this pump to the upper side in this Elliot wave pattern, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high. And before that plays out, we first need to see a wave 1 to the upper side, and if I jump to the 4-hour chart, you can see that you'll be able to see that we have started seeing fractal waves starting to form for that wave 1 to the upper side, and I have this blue target area on the chart, which is the minimum that I expect that wave 1 to the upper side to do, which is the area between $0.24 mark and the $0.19 mark, and that target area I'm getting it using the Fibonacci's. So if I apply the fibs here, you can see that that blue target area lies between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which is the minimum that I expect that wave 1 to the upper side to do. So if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see what is information at the moment for that wave 1, here on the 4-hour chart you can see we had been coming from the upper side to the lower side very impulsively, touched that key area at around the $0.16 mark, then started seeing a nice pump to the upper side in this wave to the upper side and made a high at around the $0.025 mark. Then after making that high, we started seeing a retracement to the lower side, and in that retracement we have touched a key area of support and then started seeing a nice bounce to the upper side. We have also been trading within this ascending channel over here, and yesterday we broke out of that channel to the upper side, and we have continued pushing to the upper side. And one thing that I like about Harmony One is that in this channel over here you can see that we have been trying to make a series of highs. Even today we might make another new high, and this indicates that the buyers are trying to push the market to the upper side, and soon we might see that breakout to the upper side. And now that you have broken out of this channel and also above a key area of support, it's possible that you continue pushing to the upper side. And that brings me to the very first key scenario that I expect to play out here. Now that yesterday we broke out of that channel and above a key area of support, it's possible that you continue pushing to the upper side, and in that movement I first expect us to go to this yellow target up here, which is at around the $0.25 mark, which is the high that we made over here. And once we break above that high and maybe have a retest of that area, I expect us to continue pushing to the upper side, and in that movement I expect us to go to around the $0.03 mark. And before we get to around the $0.03 mark, we'll be facing a key area of resistance at around the $0.029 mark. And once we get to that area and maybe break above it and have a retest, then we can continue pushing higher. And if I use the trend-based Fibonacci's here to try and get a target area for that breakout to the upper side, because I believe here we have an Elliot wave pattern which is information, and I'm going to draw it here on the chart. So if I apply the fibs, you can see that I have a target area for that wave to the upper side at around the 1.618 fib level, which is at around the $0.03249 mark, which means we have to break above this key area of resistance for us to continue pushing to the upper side to get into that target area up there. and I can use a yellow marking here for that target area like that. And if I also use the Elliot waves patterns here, you can see that from this low down here we have been moving to the upper side very impulsively, and that we can name that as a wave 1, to the upper side. Then we saw a little bit of a retracement to the lower side in a wave 2, and what is information might be a wave 3, which we have a target area within the yellow target that I have drawn out on the chart using the Fibonacci's, the trend based Fibonacci. Then once we see a wave 3, we can see a retracement in a wave 4 and then a wave 5 to the upper side. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is a valid wave 2 is because if I use the Fibonacci's here to try and see whether this retracement of that wave 2 has done the minimum that we expect a retracement to do, you can see that here on the Fibonacci's, this wave retraced to the fib level 0.618 and even overshooted that Fibonacci to the lower side. Then we found support at around the $0.19 mark. Then we started seeing this nice pump to the upper side. So this wave 2 has done the minimum that we expect it to do using the Fibonacci's. So it's a valid wave 2. And what we have information at the moment is a wave 3, and that wave 3 I have the target, and the minimum that I expect that wave 3 to the upper side to do is the area at around the $0.033 mark, which is the target area I've marked out on the chart using the trend based Fibonacci's. And once we see that wave to the upper side, we can then see a retracement in a wave 4 and then a wave 5. Once we see the completion of that wave 5 to the upper side, then we can name this Elliot wave pattern to the upper side as a higher Elliot wave count 1. So once we see that wave 5, then we can name this as an Elliot wave 1 to the upper side. And after the completion of the wave 5, I would expect a retracement, which is an ABC correction in a wave 2, then a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5 to complete that wave 1 to the upper side, which I have a target area between the $0.19 mark and the $0.024 mark. So those are the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing it on the Fibonacci's and the Elliot waves. And it's also possible that we might not be able to break above this key area of resistance up here, that is at around the $0.025 mark, and that would mean we might not be able to make a new high here. And if we get rejected once we try to break above that key area, it's possible that we get a retracement to the lower side, and that would take us to around the $0.022 mark, where we have our next key area of support. And from that area we can then have a nice bounce to the upper side. And just in case we lose that key area of support, then the worst case scenario for Harmony 1 will be playing out, and that would mean we might unlock even lower prices. But I believe if the buyers continue pushing this market to the upper side, it's possible that we see this Elliot wave count play out, and that would mean even higher prices. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated on any movement that plays out. If I take a look at the indicators here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 65 mark, and that would mean we have room for us to continue pushing to the upper side and maybe make a new high, and also maybe break above that key area of resistance. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. If I also take a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we printed a bullish crossover here, and we are also seeing an increase in volume. So it's possible that Harmony 1 might continue pushing to the upper side and make another new high, and also break above that key area of resistance. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.